Running backs. Barkley. Barkley was my best fade last week, and it still didn't make a difference. But what does it matter, right? Like I got no Barkley and intentionally, but it didn't matter. Watch, this is the week where he goes insane. You just know it's going to happen.
I could see someone on the Eagles going insane this week.
I know, and that is a really interesting team, right? Because no one's going to want to play him against the Steelers, especially after last week. You could just see Barkley going for 202 or something. You really could. He's
100%.
That offensive line is that good. But I like Henry this week. I want to get your thoughts on all of these guys, say like 75K and up. You have Gibbs against Buffalo. You have Alvin Kamara. Again, I still think you're going to see more and more Kendre Miller. Not that Kamara gets phased out, but that Miller just like Darren Rizzi's going to want to use this guy. Okay. Like we saw that last week. He had 10 carries, 11 looks. And then Joe Mixon against Miami. Devon Achane at 7,900. He got banged up. He would have seen more opportunities in that game, by the way, Ben. He had 10 carries in like the first 15 minutes of the game. And then Derrick Henry at 8,300.
Yeah, you have options here, no doubt. I am still interested in Kamara a little bit because you can look at two sides of it. Clearly, he's got some competition in that backfield. But if you told me that I'm going to get 22 opportunities, I can work with that at 77 and what's going to be not the ownership we saw last week. So not completely ruling him out. I think the interesting thing this week is the two 8K running backs, in my opinion. I don't know if they'll be completely lost. Saquon will be, but I might try to go get one of them. I think it's just a really unique situation. And I kind of like it. I love when my leverage point is my best player. That's something you don't get a lot, and that could be the case this week.
Man, if you play him, what is he, 9K?
Who? Barkley?
Yeah.
He's 8,600.
Oh, 86. Sorry. For some reason, I thought he was 9K. Last week, he was 9K.
Yeah, he was 9K last week.
If you play him, I can't wait to see what your lineups look like. Unless it's like a 1-for-1 with Henry because Henry's super popular. That would almost be more intriguing if Henry gets to be chalk as a 2-touchdown favorite and you pivot to like a 1% Barkley coming off a bad game.
Yeah, I love that idea. Like I said, there's.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No. Don't mind me. No,
one of those spots where like you see these Barkley games that you probably wouldn't have anticipated. And sure, a lot of his games have come against inferior opponents, but he can probably do it against anybody.
Yeah, none of that matters to me. Because you get the benefit. You get the ownership reward if you take the stand. So we'll see. It's not. Do I think you need to jam Saquon? Clearly not. That's like Gibbs is in a much better spot. I think everybody recognizes that, and I definitely plan to have some. But don't just throw Saquon out because he's still Saquon.
So who's your number one if we were to go tiers?
I'm going with Saquon.
Okay.
Why not?
I love it. The reason I love doing these shows with you is because you will take those type of stands and not get.
What good is Gibbs is a great play, but everybody knows that.
Yeah. Then I'll do it. I'll go with the chalk just to kind of
balance it out.
Well, I'm not going to go Gibbs. I think Henry's going to be very popular this week.
Interesting. That makes me like Saquon even more.
Exactly. I'm with you there. But it doesn't mean that I won't have any Henry because we don't actually know what ownership's going to look like, right? So I'm just guessing. But I'll put Henry up there because when we do these tiers, it's also to give people an idea of where the good plays are at the beginning of the week, kind of ownership agnostic because we don't actually know. Usually we have a pretty good feel for it. But I'll go Henry. I don't want to sleep on Devon Achane though if Raheem Mostert's out again, Ben. He played 83% of snaps and he missed like a drive because he missed an ensuing drive or at least pieces of a drive because he got knocked around pretty bad and was in the medical tent on a hospital ball from Tua.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Achane's a great player. He's going to have his looks. He's a little pricey. I mean, he's basically at the top now. Probably should be, but I'm not sure how much room I'll have because you can't play all these guys.
You can't. I'm just throwing it out there that 83% of snaps for this guy when he was actually banged up is pretty significant. I think he was concussed, by the way. He wobbled when he stood up into a teammate. Have you noticed though how many have you I'm assuming you have. I've watched a lot of Miami Dolphins lately because I've been getting overweight to Devon Achane and because people don't want to play him at this price point. Have you noticed how frequently they use him on those those short pass plays where they just have all the blockers set up and he coasts his way into the end zone inside the 20-yard line? I swear they do it every week. He has a receiving touchdown.
Yeah, I mean those are like the Tyreek plays. A lot of them are now designed for Achane.
Yeah. He has
It's just
six
like
receiving touchdowns on the year.
yep,
He probably leads the team in receiving touchdowns.
probably him and Janu.
Yeah, Janu. It might be Janu. Janu has 5. No, oh, you know what? Tyreek probably has like 7 or 8. 5. No, it's isn't that crazy? I mean, like he's getting those opportunities. So give me Henry for now. I love that we're going Barkley and Henry here up top, but there's a lot of places you could go. Are you off of Kamara in this spot?
I mean, I don't know about completely off, but I do think this is another one where I need to see ownership. If he's really popular again, I don't think he will be. I'll have some reservations. If his popularity craters, then honestly, I will have some interest because he's still going to get 20 plus looks, in my opinion.
That's a good point. Kyle Heck says it's going to be Gibbs. I guess he's talking about ownership. I could see that for sure in that spot. It's always tough though, because Montgomery is so involved. Middle tier. I won't bury the lead, Ben. There's 5 guys I like, several that I like a lot, but there's no way I'm not going Chuba Hubbard at 6,500 here. There's just no way.
Can't go wrong with Chuba. Volume, matchup is fine. Price is right. I'll go Tony Pollard. I'm just going to stick with it. 21 carries, crossed the 100-yard mark. It's hard when your team doesn't score, but I still think they can have a lot of success. And he was a lone bright spot. So I don't want onslaughts of Tennessee, but I still will take pieces. You have a great range, though. You could go Cook, Pollard, Connor, and Hubbard, and I honestly would feel very comfortable with any of them.
And you're forgetting one.
Oh,
Go ahead. I'll give you a chance. Take a gander.
Brian Robinson.
Oh, did you not say him either? Yeah, I think Brian Robinson's a great play as well.
Oh, there's more.
There's one more. Absolutely.
Ramondre.
No.
Tell me.
Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, he's been awesome. He has. He was good last night from, again, what I saw in the box score.
He was very good. And clearly Mike McCarthy's sticking to his guns here. Like, this is his guy.
Yeah.
Ezekiel Elliott stinks. The only time Elliott came in, Dowdle got a little bit shaken up on a play. But look at his targets look at his touches over the last 3 games. 19 attempts, 3 targets. I wish he was a little more involved in the passing game. 22 attempts, 3 targets, 18 attempts, 2 targets. That's 20 plus touches in 3 straight games. Now he's got a road tilt against Carolina. Like, I think Chuba and Dowdle both look great this week. I think Brian Robinson is a 7.5 point favorite against the Saints. Looks very good. You mentioned Pollard. You mentioned who else? James Conner, right? All of those guys look great, but I'll stick with Chuba Hubbard here.
Yeah, I'll have lineups that have a couple of them, but I'll go with Tony Pollard.
I love this range though.
Yeah, great range.
This might be a way to get to the Josh Allen lineups.
Yeah.
By the way, how bad was James Cook in a game where they scored 42 points?
I thought he got hurt, honestly, because I was like, there's no possible way.
And then I saw that Ray Davis did nothing either.
That game was out of control.
It really was. Who did anything? It must have been Ty Johnson then,
Shakir.
Right? No, all he had was 2 receptions. He had a touchdown, 55. Who did you say?
Shakir.
Right, but I'm saying 42 points and none of the running backs had any volume at all.
No, Josh Allen did.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah, that was nuts, man. Did you see how many DraftKings points he had?
It was a lot.
55.
Yeah, that's insane. That's almost impossible.
Yeah, 55. He was solely responsible for 424 yards, 342 passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 10 for 82 rushing, 3 touchdowns, no fumbles. Like, that's
college stats, truly.
What's a better quarterback performance than that you can remember? Is there one? I mean, I'm sure it's happened, but I can't. I don't know.
I mean, how much better can you get than that?
I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. I was hoping StatMuse would have it, but no, I'd have to look. Someone will figure it out for us for sure. All right. Anyway, low tier at running back. Can we pull anything out? Well, there's one obvious one. If Bucky Irving doesn't play, Rashad White's going to be very chalky. Even
He should be.
Yeah, even in a tough matchup, I don't see how he wouldn't be.
I don't really
Isaiah
have.
Davis too.
Yeah, most of what we're looking at here is timeshare stuff from Jacksonville. Uh, I'm not really in love with anything on the Chargers. The Chiefs are the same way. The Browns are the same way. I'll probably just go Rashad White with the asterisk. I don't want to pay down a running back.
I don't either. There's too much in the mid range, way too much. I'll do this. You know what I'll do? I'll go. I'm gonna cheat. Let's cheat a little bit here, just to give the people something. I'll go Chuba Hubbard mid range and then Rico Dowdle lower tier.
Okay. I'll go Rashad White. Just put an asterisk.
All right, that works. Plus, Rashad White and Dowdle are only $300 separated anyway.
Yeah,
But
it's close.
you look at the mid range, you have actual massive workloads for these guys. Pollard, Connor, probably. Chuba Hubbard played almost 100% of snaps, and Brooks is out. Brian Robinson with no Austin Eckler. Who knows how much McNichols you're going to see? Rico Dowdle, massive workload. If Bucky Irving's out, Rashad White's going to have a massive workload. You can comfortably live at 6,500 or 6,700 or lower and feel like you're locking up 20 opportunities. That's crazy.
You just don't see that a lot with those price points, which is going to entice a lot of people, rightfully so, to that range.